My Immortal is a song by American rock band Evanescence from their debut studio album Fallen. It was released by Wind Up Records on December 8, 2003, as the third single from the album. The song was entirely written by guitarist Ben Moody, with the exception of the bridge, which was later written by lead singer Amy Lee, and it was produced by Dave Fortman. My Immortal was included on their EP release Mystary and on the demo album Origin. The version originally from Origin was later included on Fallen. The single version of the song was called Band Version, because of the additional band performing the bridge and final chorus of the song. My Immortal is a piano rock song written in slow and free tempo. Moody was rumored to have been inspired to write it after the death of his grandfather. Lyrically, it talks about a spirit staying with you after its death and haunting you until you actually wish that the spirit were gone because it won't leave you alone. Critical reception towards the song was positive, with critics complimenting its piano melody. In 2005 it received a nomination for Best Pop Performance by a Duo or Group with Vocals at the 47th Grammy Awards. The song was also commercially successful, peaking within the top 10 in more than 10 countries. It also peaked at number 7 on the US Billboard Hot 100 and topped the charts in Canada, Greece and the US Adult Pop Songs chart. The single was certified gold in the US, and platinum in Australia. An accompanying music video directed by David Mould was filmed entirely in black and white in Gothic Quarter, Barcelona on October 10, 2003. The video shows Lee sitting and singing on various locations, but never touching the ground. Shots of Moody are also shown but he is never together with his band or Lee. The video was nominated in the category for Best Rock Video at the 2004 MTV Video Music Awards. The song was performed by the band during their Fallen tour and the Open Door tour. It was also performed live during some of their television appearances and award ceremonies such as the Billboard Music Awards. Background. The song was written by Ben Moody and produced by Dave Fortman. It was the fourth song to be written for Evanescence. Amy Lee's vocals and the piano parts of the song were recorded in NRG Recording Studios, California. My Immortal was mixed at Conway Recording Studios in North Hollywood while it was mastered by Ted Jensen at Sterling Sound in New York City. The orchestral parts in the song were arranged by the composer Graham Revell. The first known recording of My Immortal was made for the band's self-titled EP, which solely featured Lee's vocals accompanied by a piano, and slightly different lyrics. The song was cut from the EP before it was released. In 2000, the song was re-recorded for the band's demo album, Origin, which contains a rearranged piano melody and lyrics, including the bridge added by Lee. It was again recorded for the band's full-length debut studio album, Fallen, where the vocals of the demo version were accompanied by slightly different instrumentation. It is also featured on the band's 2003 EP, Mystary, which is much more similar to the band version. Wind Up Records preferred the Origin version, which is why the exact vocals recorded from 2000 are again included in the song's album version. The version that was recorded and released as a single is moderately alternative to that of the album version, and is often referred to as the band version, because of the additional band performing the bridge and final chorus of the song. The later pressings of Fallen contain the single version of My Immortal as a hidden track. Lee expressed some dissatisfaction with the early versions of the song, saying, "It's not even a real piano. And the sound quality is bad because we had to break into the studio to record it late at night when no one was around because we couldn't afford a real session." Composition. My Immortal is a piano and power ballad written in the key of A major. It was described as a goth meets pop song. According to the sheet music published by Alfred Music Publishing on the website musicnotes.com, the song is set in common time and performed in slow and free tempo of 80 beats per minute. Lee's vocal range for the song runs from the musical note of A3 to Ca in registered trademark 5. Her vocals are accompanied by a simple piano. Adrian Begrand of Pop Matters concluded that in My Immortal, Lee is doing her McLaughlin Tori Amos shtick. The song was also compared with some of Enya's material. The lyrics of the song refer to a spirit that haunts the memory of a grieving loved one. Similar to several other songs written by Moody, the lyrics of the song are based on a short story he had previously written. According to Lee, it was Ben Moody's song. Moody said that the song talks about a spirit staying with you after its death and haunting you until you actually wish that the spirit were gone because it won't leave you alone. He also stated in the booklet of Fallen that he dedicated the song to his grandfather, Bill Holcomb. In My Immortal, Lee expresses her feelings through the line, "Though you're still with me / I've been alone all along." A writer for IGN said that My Immortal is a song of pain and despair caused by the loss of a family member or very close friend and how it drove her, Lee, to the edge of insanity. Critical reception: the song received critical acclaim from music critics. While reviewing the band's second studio album The Open Door, Alex Nunn of the website Music OMH showed incredulity that the angelic vocaled woman who wrote the moving Whatever My Immortal could churn out such dross as Call Me When You're Sober. Kirk Miller of Rolling Stone said that My Immortal lets Lee wail about her personal demons over simple piano and some symphonic dressings. It's a power ballad that POD and Tori Amos fans could both appreciate. Chris Harris of the same publication found it to be a song that's become something of an Alanis Morissette-like battle hymn for her, Lee's, goth disciples over the last few years. Richard Harrington of The Washington Post called My Immortal a majestic song that helped the band win a Grammy Award. Blair Fisher from MTV News described the song as a delicate, heartfelt ballad. Ed Thompson concluded that My Immortal was one of the first and best songs Evanescence ever wrote. Jordan Raymer, a writer of the Daily Princetonian, found a haunting beauty in the song. Bill Lamb of About.com put the song at number 61 on his list of top 100 pop songs of 2004. In 2005 the band was nominated in the category for Best Pop Performance by a Duo or Group with Vocals at the 47th Grammy Awards for the song. A less positive review was written for The Guardian by Tom Reynolds, where he put the song at number 24 on his list. Sad songs say so much. Talking about the composition and the meaning of the song, he wrote that the song was a whimpering post-breakup tune in which lead singer Amy Lee pitifully mourns the end of a relationship over a piano accompaniment that sounds like Pachelbel after the Prozac wore off, and that it closely follows the quantum tragedy paradigm. The shorter the time two people spent together as a couple, the more overwrought the song is that describes their breakup. Chart performance: the song is considered the band's second most successful single of all time, generally peaking within the top 20 of more than 10 countries internationally. On the chart issue dated April 10, 2004, My Immortal peaked at number 7 on the Billboard Hot 100, while on the pop songs chart it peaked at number 2 on March 27, 2004. It has peaked at number 19 on the Adult Contemporary chart as well. On February 17, 2009, My Immortal was certified gold by the Recording Industry Association of America for selling more than 500,000 copies in the United States. The song managed to top the charts of Canada, Greece and Billboard US adult pop songs in the United States. It also helped Fallen to move from number 9 to number 3 on the Billboard 200 chart, selling another 69,000 copies. On the Billboard US Radio Songs chart, the song peaked at number 7 on April 10, 2004. Nielsen Broadcast Data Systems placed the song at number 6 on the list of most played radio songs in 2004 with 317,577 spins. On the Australian Singles chart, My Immortal debuted at number 4 on January 25, 2004, which later became its peak position. Your next 11 weeks, it remained in the top 10 of the chart, and it was seen on the chart at number 44 for the week ending June 13, 2004. The single was certified platinum by the Australian Recording Industry Association. On December 20, 2003, My Immortal debuted at number 7 on the UK Singles chart, which later became its peak position. On February 14, 2004, the song dropped out of the chart, and it later re-entered at number 84 on July 18, 2008. After spending several weeks on different positions on the UK rock chart, on August 27, 2011, it peaked at number 1. The next week, My Immortal moved to number 2, being replaced by the band single, What You Want, and 1 week later it returned at number 1 on the chart. That achievement helped the song to re-enter on the UK singles chart at number 81 on August 27, 2011 and at number 89 on October 22, 2011. Music video. A music video directed by David Mould was filmed entirely in black and white in Plaseqta de Sant Felip Neri, Gothic Quarter, Barcelona on October 10, 2003. Lee described the place of the filming during an interview with MTV News: "We did it in a cool, old area of town. We shot some of it at this scenic point, and there was a rooftop where you could see Barcelona below. It was really neat." The version of the song used on the video is different from the one off the record, with the band entering the song at the end of the bridge and a string arrangement by David Campbell. Evanescence wanted the band version to be on the album as well, but the label was stuck on the demo and wouldn't let us use the version we really wanted. We fought back and forth about it and finally we gave in, but we were all so angry about it. The video was filmed 2 weeks before Ben Moody's departure from the band. Amy Lee admitted that the visuals in the video were striking in retrospect, but added that the similarities between what was filmed and Moody's departure were coincidental. "We shot it in Barcelona about a week before Ben left the band unexpectedly. I think none of us knew, including him, that he was going anywhere. And when we got the video back and watched it, it was right after he had left. And it's bizarre how much the video is about that. We all sat there with goosebumps, like, holy crap. We've got to watch that again." In an interview with the British magazine Rock Sound, Lee further explained the concept which was related with his departure. "You know what? When you see the video it's really amazing. Obviously we filmed it before this, Ben Moody's departure happened and it's amazing irony, how much it makes sense. We're all separated and wandering the streets looking like it's the day after a funeral, with Ben in a suit and bare feet, and I'm never touching the ground. I'm sitting on a phone booth or lying on a car, to hint that I'm dead, that I'm singing from the dead. It's all about separation. It's almost like the director knew what was going to happen, but he can't have known. It's just one of those fate things." The music video for My Immortal begins with Lee next to a fountain. Her legs and arms are covered with bandage, and she puts them in the water. She's wearing a long white dress. While she walks around the fountain, behind her are shown children jumping on a skipping rope and playing soccer. Shots of Moody follow, who appears to be sullen and withdrawn. He is wearing a suit and his feet are bare. His shoulders sag and his head slumps forward as he delicately plays piano, and later he picks up his jacket as if he's about to leave. When the bridge starts, the band is shot performing in one room while Moody is in another, with only his piano. Throughout the video, Lee is never filmed on ground level. She walks along the ledge of a fountain, sits in a tree and sings lying on top of a building. She also lies atop scaffolding and on the hood of a car surrounded with leaves. The video for the song was nominated in the category for Best Rock Video at the 2004 MTV Video Music Awards. According to John Widerhorn from MTV News, the shots of the video are evocative and artistic, resembling a cross between a foreign film and a Chanel advertisement. Joe D'Angelo of MTV News said that Lee's disconnection in the video shows a distressed and emotionally wrought heroine. Rob Sheffield of Rolling Stone praised the video saying that Lee looked like a teen misery titan, and that she tiptoed through a marble castle of pain. He also concluded that she could have borrowed the dress from Stevie Nicks. During an interview with Spin in 2011, Lee said that it was weird for her to watch the old videos of the band, including the one for My Immortal. She explained, "Just watching our oldest videos, it's weird. I definitely remember watching My Immortal, like, that was not some dream where it was really somebody else. I've totally had a couple of those moments. It's cool." Live performances. Evanescence performed the song at the 2004 Billboard Music Awards on December 8, 2004. The band was joined by an 8-piece string section during the performance and a stage backdrop of knotted, decaying trees were placed on stage in order to showcase the powerful vocals by Amy Lee, as stated by a writer of Billboard. The band additionally performed the song at Late Show with David Letterman in March, 2004. The band performed My Immortal on August 13, 2003 in Chicago during the Nintendo Fusion Tour. It was also part of the setlist on the band's first Fallen tour. Evanescence also performed the song at the Webster Hall in Manhattan, New York City in September 2003. My Immortal was the closing song of the concert, and Lee performed it after asking the fans just promise not to fall asleep. During the performance, she wore an Alice in Wonderland dress covered with scrawled words, including the words dirty, useless, psycho and slut. She explained that there was a story behind the dress. The last time she had come to New York, she had met a DJ from the radio station K-Rock, who had made what she described as horrible comments about exactly how much pleasure he had derived from the picture of her face on the Fallen album cover. She had felt too ashamed to say anything, she went on, so she decided to respond through the dress, which represented something innocent that's been tainted. My Immortal was also part of the setlist during the band's second tour, called the Open Door Tour in support of their second studio album The Open Door. Evanescence also played the song live at their secret New York gig, which took place on November 4, 2009. They also performed the song during the 2011 Rock in Rio Festival on October 2, 2011. The song was later added on the setlist of their third worldwide tour in support of their third self-titled studio album Evanescence. A live version of the song from Lazar copyright NIF, Paris is featured on their first live album, Anywhere But Home. Johnny Loftus of AllMusic praised the live version, saying that Lee takes a softer approach while performing My Immortal, and added that it becomes a sing-along moment for 5,000 souls. Covers and usage in media. My Immortal was featured on the soundtrack Daredevil, the album from the movie Daredevil, along with Bring Me to Life. It was also heavily used in promos for the series finale of Friends. The song has been used during several television episodes. It featured during the Smallville Season 3 episode Memoria. It was used in the first episode, No Such Thing as Vampires, of the American series Moonlight. Lucy Walsh, a contestant of the show Rock the Cradle, covered the song during the fifth episode, Judge's Picks. Dancer Hampton Williams performed to this song during his audition for the Season 9 premiere of So You Think You Can Dance, broadcast on May 24, 2012, where he received a standing ovation, and in Season 11 the song accompanied a performance by the Top 7 Women, choreographed by Mandy Moore and broadcast on July 30, 2014, that earned similar reviews. An arrangement of the song inspired by Gregorian chant was covered by the group Gregorian on their 2004 album The Dark Side. In 2013, Andrea Begley covered My Immortal for her debut studio album The Message. Robert Copsey of Digital Spy wrote that the cover range, from the excruciating to the offensively inoffensive. In 2014, teenage classical vocalist Jackie Evancho covered My Immortal on her fifth full-length album, Awakening, as a bonus track for Japanese fans. Personnel, credits are adapted from Fallen liner notes. Track listing. Charts. Certifications. See also, List of Canadian number 1 singles of 2004, Hot Adult Top 40 Tracks number 1 hits of 2004, List of UK rock chart number 1 singles of 2011. References. External links. Official website, official music video at YouTube, full lyrics of this song at Metro Lyrics.